Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to talk about Beautylish's gift card event and give you my recommendations. Originally, I wasn't going to make a video. I thought I was just going to put some information on the community tab here and on Instagram to let you guys know about the event. However, it just so happens that Sonia G had a big restock of several of her products and it made it in time for this event. Typically, I think they try to plan around it, but typically the items come in after the event is over. And so, I mean, this is just opportune, and I wanted to spend some time to talk about mostly my brush recommendations, but I've included some makeup as well. So details about the event: for every $100 you spend on Beautylish during the gift card event, you will receive $20 of credit to use towards your next purchase. And I do recommend playing with your cart to make sure your purchases, the total before tax, comes to the next closest $100. That means if you're at $150, you may want to bring your cart up to $200 so you will get $40 worth of credit, or bring your cart down to $100 to get the $20 credit, because at $150 you're still only getting $20 of credit. So the first item I want to talk about are Sonia G's brushes. Her restock, I'll just list everything really quickly here, includes the Sky Eye Set, Sky Face Set, Pro Face Set, the double-decker case, the soft brush book, portable organizer, the Buffer Pro brush, and the smooth buffer brush. So for her Sky Face Set, which I have, these are the brushes. I won't go into great detail because I do have a video on these brushes, but these are some of my most used face brushes. This fan brush in particular, awesome for contouring. You could also, if you wanted to, use it for foundation, although she's released another fan brush this year that's meant for liquids and cream. So the way that I use this really is for especially contouring, and also to apply bronzer and to warm up the complexion. But it's just great. It fits really nice in the hollows of the cheek, along these places here, right here as well, and it works great. The other brush that I use very consistently is going to be the Soft Cheek. The Soft Cheek just saves me every time if I have a very pigmented blush that I placed on too heavily and it grabbed onto some texture, so it's pretty typical in my case. I go back in with this brush to blend it out. It really saves me every time, so I highly recommend this. I also use the Mini Cheek for highlight, powdered highlight, and it's my designated brush. And for the Master Face Brush, this is a go-to sturdy workhorse brush for all over face powder. It's densely packed enough that it could really just pick up you know, pressed powder products, but also it's great for loose powder because it is fluffy and it is ultra soft. These brushes are all made up of goat hair, undyed, and also dyed variations. These two brushes have a mix of undyed and dyed goat hair. I've used these for a year and a half, and they just, you know, they continue to be really great. They've retained their shape, which is really important. That's key to longevity. And yeah, they're great. They've retained their softness. If you take good care of them, these will last for a long time. So part of the Sky Face Set, we have its counterpart, the Sky Eye Set. So the Sky Eye Set brushes are right here. These brushes, notably the Mini Booster and the Classic Crease, are excellent for hooded eyes. The Mini Booster especially, because of just the way it can apply powder to deepen or product to deepen your outer corners. It just fits so nicely without being too overpowering or covering more area than you need to. The smaller Classic Crease is also great. And so these were actually, I think these were my first Sonia G brushes, and I love them. They were great. I had never used fude for makeup prior to this, And after using them, I was hooked. There was no turning back. So these were my first brushes, and then also first Sonia G brushes. Very special set to me. Also, I really love the Jumbo Blender. Anything you want, it's a workhorse, just like that Master Face brush. Any really harsh lines that you need to blend out quickly. You want to apply shadow in a very quick manner, but also light. It just has a density and coverage to just get the job done very quickly. And these brushes have retained its shape really well over time too. And this one here, the soft shader, is the only undyed brush. These are made up of goat hair as well. This means you can use it as, or you can use it on liquids and creams. It does really well with chunky shadows. So any shadows that have chunky glitter in them, it actually picks it up really well. And because of this tapered shape to it, I also find that applying it, putting the shadow right here, it just works really well. And unlike a brush that maybe is less tapered, I'm not going to go out of lines as easily. So I'm actually surprised how much I love this brush, but it's done really good things for my makeup application. With the Sky Face and Eye Set covered, the next Sonia G brush I love this brush, is the Face one. She just replaced this brush with, it's called the Buffer Pro brush, and it is the same brush, but with a different handle. So the specs here, all of this is the same, made with the same goat hair, dyed goat hair, but the handle is tapered like her newer brushes. So it's gonna be tapered like this, but it's gonna be this red and black gradient. And that is the only difference. The price is the same. I believe it is $78, but this brush applies powder just so beautifully. I know I said the Master Face is really fantastic, but this kind of takes any powders that might be hard to pick up or you need to buff it in a little bit more. This does the job. And it is so soft, like all of her other brushes. This is a game changer for me. When I thought I had good all over face brushes, I got this and I was like, oh, there's even better. I mean, I thought I had really good brushes, but this is even better for that all over face application. So love the Face one, but also now called the Buffer Pro brush. And I don't have the Pro Face Set or the Smooth Buffer brush. The Smooth Buffer brush is very similar to this one. It's smaller and it has this type of handle, also comes to a taper. I'm considering whether I want to pick it up. I did actually buy a lot of brushes this year, a lot of Sonia G brushes and just other types of brushes in general. So I may need to sit one out and kind of focus on maybe some makeup items that I've wanted to try. Speaking of brushes that I also purchased this year, we have the Koyudo BP13 foundation brush, and then also Koyudo BP14 foundation brush. It's funny how 13 and 14, like there's such a size difference. You would think maybe if this is 13, that 14 might be like in between these two. But I love these for foundation. This gives you a sheer application, but has all kinds of flexibility to it, just like the Sonia G brushes. Well-made brushes, they just can do different things. I've used this to apply powder blush. I've also used this to buff out bronzer. It does excel at the creams and liquids for foundation. It tends to give you a more sheer application. So if you have a foundation you really like, but you're not looking for a full, like you're looking for a tool to help you apply it in a light manner, a light fashion, this is really great. And then for the BP14, I use it for liquid highlighters, concealer. If all my brushes are used and I only have one clean brush and it happens to this, fantastic, because it's just multi-purpose again. It's just big enough to work these areas to kind of pack it in, but also to add highlight, and you can angle it to cover as much or as little area that you need, but it just, you know, it's still kind of fast because it has more coverage here. I haven't used it to apply foundation. It's a bit too small for that, but for smaller areas that you want to make quick work of, this has been really fantastic. I actually did use this today to blend my concealer and also to apply this Lisa Eldridge highlighter. We're down to 2 brushes. This next brush is presented by Beautylish. It is the Hachiko Kabuki brush. And it tells a story of Hachiko, the Akita dog. Probably the most famous and loyal canine in the world. It's beautiful. The way that I would use this brush is to apply all over face powder, but you can also use it for blush applications as well. But yeah, it's just so beautiful. It's definitely for enthusiasts, anybody who likes to collect beautiful things. They've stocked this brush, I think this is the 3rd time now, and they never said it's limited edition, so I guess it could continue to come back. But it's good to see it available during the gift card event. So if anybody had their eye on this, was interested in this, you can certainly take a look at it. It also comes in a box that has more Hachiko graphics on it. Finally, the last brush here is from Chikuhodo. This is the MK KO brush, and it is the most precious brush I have in my collection. I mean, look at this detail. The koi graphic that's hand painted on, and this color too, this fuchsia pink. It is extremely soft. I use this for blush, I use this for all over face powder, and it's just great. It feels very luxurious. It feels very, you know, I almost take it when I have a special occasion that I'm like, oh, I need to pump myself up for this occasion, just make it a little bit more special, and I'll take out this brush to do that. It is very, very light. Unlike, you know, the BP13, for example, with this handle, it's just very light in comparison. It's hollow. It never goes on sale as far as I've seen with any other retailers. So if you are interested or want to add something very special to your collection, doing it during the gift card event is, I think, definitely the right time to do that. All right, we're moving on from the brushes. Let's head on to makeup. First I have here is from Natasha Denona, her bronze palette. We moved on from the bronze palette so quickly, I feel like. We were all about it for summer last year, and then in the fall she released another great meaty palette, so we just moved on really quickly. But I love the bronze palette. It's probably my second most favorite Natasha Denona palette. Some of these shades here do tend to blend together because they're quite similar. However, the different texture and finishes and formulation she has in her shadows really make up for that. And it continues to wow me every time I take it out to create a look. So I definitely recommend this palette. This shade here, Silk, extremely soft, but also stunning. Stunning, just so beautiful. I feel like it matches with the look that I have on today, and I could just put some onto the lid to give it more sparkle. The next palette is also from Natasha Denona. This is the Glam palette. We have a very warm palette from the summer, bronze, and then a very cool palette for fall. These are released back to back, so Glam palette came after the bronze palette during the same year, and people just love this, and I understand. I think this is a really fantastic palette, although I don't find myself going back to it. I'll tell you guys why in a moment here, but still, it's solid. It's a solid release from her, and she had such a great year in 2020 with her releases. And the reason why I don't go to the Mini Glam palette is because I love her Mini Glam palette. The Mini Glam palette preceded the meaty size, and I just prefer the look I can get from this palette. There's just something about this color story here. Maybe because it's a touch warmer, I'm able to create looks that are more suited for my skin tone. I think that's probably the best way I can put it. More suited to my skin tone, my eye shape, and I just love it. It's just so sophisticated. It still is very much on theme with the meaty palette, so I love that. I love the connection there. But if you were to ask me of the two which I would choose, I would go with the mini. I also did a video on these comparisons, so if you're interested, definitely check out my Natasha Denona playlist. Along with the Mini Glam palette, I also really enjoyed the, she released, I think, a total of four mini palettes last year, and I purchased 3 of them. So the other 2 I really like is the Retro palette and the Zendo. These 2 may look similar, but they are not. This one, the looks are more, they're lighter, they're more pastel, glistening, and of course this khaki green shade we're all crazy about gives it a whole different vibe. And I think this is so retro. Such a retro, like, it's perfectly named. The Zendo palette is warmer and more intense, but you can also go light on this one if you focus on the lighter shade here. I think these are great. These 2 are not dupes. They don't overlap each other, I don't think, but if you like pink, there's a good amount of pink in here on both palettes. I also really like her Mini Love palette that she released this year. And again, more pink with some purple. This is a beautiful duochrome. It's gorgeous, just gorgeous. You can create looks that are basically this chrome, like hot pink. And I love it. I love the packaging, how the look you can get is actually this package here. So I like this one as well. And very early on, when I just got into Natasha Denona, I did pick up a mini nude palette. This is a, you know, some people love this palette because of its neutral, but it's not boring. You've got some really fun shades here. These are very wearable, daytime friendly. You can amp it up for the evening. I don't find myself going back to this very often once I started getting other Natasha Denona palettes, because I really do prefer these ones here with more pink. But this, you can't really go wrong. The quality is great. You can take it anywhere with you, easy to travel with. So I really endorse these mini palettes from Natasha Denona. The next set of eyeshadow palettes I want to talk about are the new from Viseart Étendu palettes. We have Bijouette and Cashmere. Bijouette is what I have on my eyes today, and I think I also subconsciously created kind of like a Halloween inspired look with the orange and purple that I've been seeing around like the office. Yeah, and I paired it with a really nude lip. So this is Bijouette, and I used this shade, this one here, and this wine red. It's so beautiful, and some purple on the outer corner. I really love this palette, just how colorful it is, how Art Deco inspired it is. I haven't gotten a chance to create a dedicated video, but that's coming up. I really look forward to it. I did share swatches on Instagram, so if you're interested, please go on to my Instagram to check it out. But it's just so colorful, jewel tones, Art Deco. It's like, I have a whole room in my house that's inspired by Art Deco. I'm trying to, you know, we're renovating it, and I'm trying to make it look more like that. And this is it. This is everything. I also have an accent wall in that room that is a teal color with gold accents in the furnishing. So this package is like, it's basically that room put into the package here. I love it. Cashmere, I have not tried it. I have swatched it. It is on Instagram as well. This reminds me of a few Dior Quints, like cruise look, with these satin metallic shades. Really, really pretty. Like, this palette is really pretty too. Look forward to creating a look with it. And this purple, this plum. What magic is this? That's a one and done shade. beautiful. And for this next set of makeup, I am really excited about. Beautylish recently started carrying Chantecaille. And I know depending on where you live, if you don't live in the States, it can be prohibitive to order directly from Chantecaille's website because you do need to order a fair bit minimum. It's over, I think it's $230 or $240, something like that, in order to get free shipping. And if you don't have the free shipping, once you add that in, any custom charges, taxes, anything like that, it gets to be a lot. My Canadian friend Tracy, who understands this well, have told me exactly this, and I have other friends up in Canada who were also considering, trying Chantecaille, whatever the case may be. So if you're looking to dip your toe in, I think doing that during the gift card event is great because the free shipping to Canada threshold from Beautylish is considerably lower. So I have here, you've heard me talk about this a zillion times on the channel. This is the Cheek Gelée in the shade Lively, just beautiful soft colors. Also has a bit of a sparkly finish, but nothing that would add to your oiliness if that's one of your concerns, and it does not make you shiny. It just gives you this subtle radiance and lifts your look. Also available is the, I think, Flower Power version of the Perfecting, the Perfect Blur finishing powder. But if you had to just pick one item to try from Chantecaille, my vote is on the Luminescent Eye Shade. This is Elephant. Pangolin is the most popular, and I think you can see why. And you can imagine putting Pangolin on top of. Look at that. This by itself is beautiful too. You don't have to use it with another shadow if you don't want to. This is a perhaps sold out shade. I think this one sells out often, but I also love Cheetah. If you're looking for an easy glowing shade to create an instant halo look, this does a trick every time, and it's so easy too. It could be like a base shadow that you use that's deeper than your skin tone, so it's noticeable, and you pop this in there, you got your look. I mean, you're ready to go. So I love these luminescent eye shades. They're just gorgeous. Let me swatch Elephant. And then I also have Lion here, which is a golden shade. And this is beautiful. They're just all fantastic. Fantastic. We're down to the last couple of items. These are lipsticks. So I am wearing Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude lipstick, and this is in the shade Amorosa. I also popped a little bit of clear lip gloss because I wanted some glow, but some people don't like the scent. It's this like sweet vanilla scent, but I like it. I'm not a fan of scented makeup, especially lipstick, but there are some like sweet scents that I'm like, I do like them. I do like them. So I Need a Nude lipsticks all have this kind of creamy matte finish, and I really enjoy that. It goes really well with her eyeshadows, like knowing that it's from the same brand. I just love how, sometimes I just want that nude look, but not quite like sucking all the light, super matte. This is just the right thing. So I do love her lipsticks. And then Sisley Le Futeau Rouge. These are fantastic satin lipsticks that are not too shiny. And they are, in a way, a creamy matte as well. I think the I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona is a little bit more creamy, but this one also, it just ties everything together if it's what I'm looking for. So I have here Beige Jaipur, number 10, one of my favorite lipstick shades. This nude pink. I've worn it several times on this channel. And then also I have number 12, Beige Bali, beautiful. But yes, the Le Futeau Rouge formula, one of my favorites. And I have some Wayne Goss luxury lipsticks here. To release this, he focused a lot on nude pinks. It was just my thing. Love them. My two favorite shades is going to be Magnolia and Daisy. It almost has that peachy pink to it. And this is Magnolia, this is Daisy. And in comparison to, it's almost like similar shades compared to the Sisley Lafito Rouge, but this is, it's in a different finish. Like this is way more satin. They have a very light vanilla wafer scent, vanilla scent. It's very light. I don't mind it. But I just love these pink nude shades. And this is a comfortable lipstick formula as well. These are all my items. I try to keep this to just, you know, like a few big handfuls, nothing more. Beautylish has just really expanded and they carry a lot of different brands, different luxury brands. I haven't talked about Tom Ford, but if you're interested in their quads, Beautylish has them too. There's also a lot more Viseart palettes that I really love them, and yeah, so maybe we'll keep that for the next gift card event. Let me know below if you've already shopped the event or you're still thinking about it. Hopefully some of these suggestions here provided some inspiration to you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope your week has gone well. See you in the next one. Bye.